and welcome to today's episode of Healthy Living, Happy Life. I'm Denise Segal, your host, and today we are going to take a journey that's all about you, your wellness journey, your way. So important. It is truly one of the most meaningful gifts that you can give to yourself, a journey designed around your unique needs, dreams, and choices. Because why? Because wellness isn't just about a diet plan or a trending fitness routine, been there, done that, right? It's a holistic journey towards long-term vitality. I talk about longevity all the time, and longevity is all about quality of life, right? All of this is built on small steps that align with who you are, the life that you want to live, right? It's not about anybody else. It's about you. As women, we forget that. We make everything about everybody else and forget about ourselves. Well, I'm here to say it is time to think about you, your journey, your wellness, your way, right? So we're going to take control of our wellness journey, where small steps lead to these big transformations, and where truly you are the author of your health story. Because we're always telling ourselves stories, right? So you want to be able to tell yourself the story that you create, that you are aligned with. So remember, while your wellness journey is uniquely yours, right, you don't have to tackle it alone. Coaching can be an incredible resource to guide you, to help keep you accountable, and offer insights that make the process a heck of a lot smoother and also more rewarding. So that's kind of what I'm here to do, right? So, how do you start? Wellness begins with a choice. It's this decision to take control of your well being. And honestly, that is life changing. Sometimes we'll say that can be life changing. No, no, no. It is life changing. Taking ownership means actively committing to yourself to the idea that your health and happiness is actually worth prioritizing, right? You're putting yourself on the list, on your to-do list, right? Why are you not at the top of that list? Today, we're talking about putting you at the top of that list. But taking control does not mean overhauling life overnight, right? In fact, drastic changes, we've all done this, tried this, right? Drastic changes too quickly absolutely leads to burnout and frustration. How many times have you been on a diet and you have all the best intentions, right? But maybe you make it a week, maybe you make it two, maybe you make it 2 days, right? It's just too much too soon and you just don't make it. The magic lies in those small intentional actions that you make. Right? Imagine each decision that you make as, whether it's, let's say, drinking more water, taking a short walk every day, or doing your 10,000 steps. That's a lot, right? So take a short walk, or setting aside 5 minutes for mindfulness, for breathing, for meditating, give it a name. And then you can build on those things, right? But pick one thing that resonates with you. And these small choices will then create a foundation for a wellness routine that feels authentic and feels sustainable. All about that sustainability, because it's about the long haul, right? It's about that longevity. And so often when we think of health and wellness, we think of like, what are we going to do today? What are we going to do in these next 3 months, right? It's more like a marathon than a sprint, right? You want these things that you're adding into your life to be sustainable. But again, you want them to be yours and you want them to be something that feels important and resonates with you. So when you do decide to take ownership, you actually give yourself permission to live in alignment for what's best for you. Again, you come into this world, it's you, right? You're the only one that can really make the decisions for you, for yourself as an adult. When we're little kids, our parents, made most of the decisions for us. Guess what? This is adult life. Now it's time to make decisions for yourself. And every step builds momentum. reinforcing your commitment to a healthier, happier version of yourself. Not that you're not healthy or you're not happy now, but we can always improve, right? We can always get better. And this is where I can come in and help you really make some difference. I can help you stay accountable, offer your encouragement, all of those things. But the important piece is whether you decide to work with a coach, whether it's me or somebody else, it's important to remember that you are in the driver's seat. But a coach is there to make sure that you have the map, the tools, and the support you need. So I do think it's really important when you do start on a new journey that you do have these tools at your disposal. So, what does wellness mean to you? It is so easy to get caught up in what wellness should look like based on what we see online, what we hear from other people. I mean, let's be real, social media goes crazy. We should look a certain way, we should do our makeup a certain way, we should do our hair a certain way. Come on. This is about what resonates with you. The true empowerment in wellness comes when you define what it means. What does that mean to you? What does it look like, right? Doesn't matter what it looks like to, your best friend, Jen. Actually, my best friend's name is Jen. Hi, Jen. So start by asking yourself, what habits make me feel energized? We want to be energized. We want to have vitality in our life, right? What small adjustments would bring me more joy in my daily routine? Why are we not looking for joy in life? Oh, this is so important. Life is supposed to be fun. It's not always supposed to be so hard. It's supposed to be full of joy. It's supposed to be full of happiness. But when we make these things so difficult and we try to follow along what other people are doing, it makes it really stressful, and stress is not fun. And then stress brings all sorts of other things. So figuring out what these things are, what brings you joy, what wellness looks like to you, is really the foundation of your wellness journey. Setting goals that are meaningful to you. Seriously, it could mean little things. Setting aside more time to rest instead of scrolling social media. Finding ways to increase movement during the day, stuff that feels good. I hate to use the word exercise because nobody really loves to exercise. Okay, some people do, but most people don't love to exercise. But when we think of it as movement or as play, remember we used to play as children? We used to run around all the time. And now, God forbid, we think about running. We're like, oh no, can't run. But we used to run around all the time when we were kids. So think of it really as movement, things that make you feel good. And oops, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, anyway. Yep, there it was. Or choosing foods that absolutely nourish you and things that nourish you that you enjoy. For example, my husband hates kale. He will tell people he is allergic to kale, so he doesn't have to eat it. Well, guess what? I'm not going to feed the man kale. He likes so many other vegetables. We'll eat those instead of kale. Okay, so find the things that that are nourishing that you enjoy. So I remember when I began my wellness journey. Now, I was in high school and college, I was a dancer, I was an athlete, so I was always in good shape. But, when I hit my later 30s, that's when I started to hit perimenopause. Thank you very much. That really was way too early for my desire, but it is what it is. But when I started this, like I had my heart set on being 100% plant-based. It felt like a goal that really resonated with me at that time, right? Again, I was 37, I'm 53 now. But as I went along, I kind of noticed that my body wasn't quite getting enough protein. I was eating a lot of, plant-based foods, and you can get the protein that you need on a plant-based diet. It just wasn't working for me when it was 100%. So I reached a point where I had to decide whether to stick to this goal. Was it that important to me, or modify to support my health better? right? This is a wellness journey. You can make a decision, and guess what? You can adapt it and you can change it a little bit. It's your life, it's your journey, right? So truly, after a bit of self-reflection and not feeling well, and not having the energy to run races that I was running at the time, I realized I needed to reintroduce some high quality animal-based protein sources. Wasn't easy. No, it definitely wasn't, because I had my heart set on something else. But it was a decision that honored my body's needs and overall wellness goals. Now, am I mostly plant-based? Yes, I am. So, I still feel very comfortable and very happy about that. But I had to modify that goal a little bit. So take a minute to define what your wellness goals are. Okay, maybe take more than a minute. Journal about it. Really think about what this is that's important to you. And again, not based on what other people say or what people are doing, but based on what feels good for you. Right? It's your journey. It's unique to you, and it's okay if it doesn't look like somebody else's. Right? We're all different sizes and shapes. We come from different backgrounds, we have different needs and desires, and that's okay. So just define your goals, and once you have that, you will no longer feel overwhelmed in this journey. But again, if you need some support, I am here to support you. So I mentioned a minute ago about making small, sustainable changes. One of the most common roadblocks in any wellness journey is the urge to do everything all at the same time. Well, we've all been there, right? Um, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, so I'm going to, stop eating carbs, and I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to go to the gym 6 days a week and do all these crazy things. And, we've all been there, right? It never works that way. I mean, you might be able to sustain that for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, if you're lucky. But truly, lasting change comes from consistency. Consistency comes from taking manageable steps. Start with one area of wellness that resonates with you. Very often with my clients, I talk about eat real food, make good decisions, and be accountable, right? Those are three pretty broad categories. But sometimes, we do need to focus on nutrition. Nutrition is really kind of the building blocks of health, right? But sometimes if we're having sleep issues, we need to focus on that first, right? Because then it doesn't matter what you're eating. If you're not sleeping, what your hormones are out of whack, and you're hungry when you shouldn't be, and all of those things. So lasting change, again, from these small steps. If you focus on eating healthier, here's an idea. Start by adding an extra serving of fruits and vegetables, or vegetables to your meals. If you want to move more, try incorporating 10 more minutes of walking. Maybe you go for a walk at lunch. People all of a sudden, oh, we've got to do this 10,000 steps. Yeah, I get 10,000 steps pretty consistently, but I've been doing this for a long time, right? So I know I start early in the day, and that works with my schedule. It may not work with yours. So again, it doesn't matter what my schedule looks like. It's about what your life and your schedule looks like. So, each of these steps, real small steps on their own, but together they actually start to, again, lay that groundwork for change. We talk about goals all the time. We have work goals, we have financial goals, we have trip goals, right? We want to go on, these vacations. So when you set achievable goals, like, I'm not even going to get into the SMART goals, but small goals that are achievable. Like, you don't want to just say, if you need to lose 100 pounds, you're not going to say to yourself, okay, I need to lose 100 pounds. Well, let's lose the first 5, and then let's go from there, right? 5 seems a lot easier than 100. So again, achievable goals. It'll keep you from feeling overwhelmed. You can celebrate those small victories along the way, right? I know that is such an important part And this approach really will build your confidence and reinforce your belief that you are actually capable of shaping your wellness journey one choice at a time, no matter if you've tried things before and they haven't worked, right? That's a different time, a different place. This is today. This is who you are today. And you're going to make these small changes. And then once that small change becomes a habit, then you add something else, right? So that I think is just such an important thing to remember is doesn't matter where you were yesterday, last week, last month. It's where you are today and how you can figure out what those small goals are that mean something to you. Take those realistic steps that feel doable and then move on from there, right? So as you move forward on this journey, self-compassion is your greatest ally because no matter what, there are going to be days that you fall short. If you're looking to, eat more vegetables and then one day is just totally crazy and all you eat is a hamburger and pizza, I wouldn't recommend that, but sometimes that happens, right? We are truly our harshest critics, and we all have this kind of judgy voice in our head, right? And I actually talk about that with my clients. We go through a 6-week program that really addresses that inner critic and those limiting beliefs. But this happens where we talk to ourselves the worst when we miss that goal or we face a setback. Sometimes for me on my wellness journey, again, I've been doing this for a long time, but I'm still on a journey. Why am I still on a journey? Because I'm still alive. Every day is a new journey or part of the journey. It's a new experience. Wellness is not about being perfect. In my book, Healthy Living, Happy Life, I talk about that. There's a whole section on it's not about being perfect, but it is about progress. Sometimes setbacks are a natural part of the journey. We don't always know why. It's like when you're losing weight and all of a sudden you hit a plateau, right? It's just, your body is adjusting. So all of a sudden, you're dropping a pound, half a pound to a pound a week. And then all of a sudden you're nothing, right? Your body is adapting. And so, now you have to take another, you have to think about that. Okay, so what's going on? And then you adapt and change as needed. Think about this as learning to ride a bike. Remember learning how to ride a bike? I kind of do. You kind of wobble and you stumble and you may even fall. But every time you get back on the bike, you're learning and you're growing and you're getting stronger, right? Same thing with your healthy lifestyle. That goes, for wellness. It's the same, but it's different. I realize that, but it's a great analogy. And when I struggle to find balance in my habits, my wellness habits, healthy habits, either way. I have to remind myself that I didn't need to be perfect either. I say this to you because I struggled with this perfection piece very early on. And yeah, there are certainly days that, it's still kind of, it's still there. But I just know that it's about moving forward. It's not about being perfect. It is just, my husband has a t-shirt that says better than yesterday. It's just a little bit better than yesterday. It's not perfect, right? And maybe today isn't a great day. Maybe it's not as good as yesterday. But you know what? You have another chance tomorrow to make it better than yesterday. So self-compassion means forgiving yourself for the days when things just don't go as planned, right? And that's just it. Embracing this type of mindset, you give yourself the grace to pause, reset, and move forward and still keep your confidence level high. Again, this is a challenge for many, many people. And this is where I know I can help you to figure out, one, what's your routine? How do you stay positive? It's not just about the routines, but it really is about the encouragement. And a coach like me can help you navigate setbacks, remind you because sometimes we need reminding of the progress we've already made, right? Just because today we didn't make any progress, or maybe this week we didn't make any progress, but a week ago you were, making such progress in leaps and bounds, right? It's always about moving forward, and coaching is about supporting you as you move forward. Sometimes just having somebody in your corner can make all the difference. So another thing I think is really important to aspect of your wellness journey is to celebrate the wins. Every session I have with my client, that's where we start. We start with the wins. What are the wins? Like, what are the positive things that happened during the week? And it is truly, the celebration is the key to motivation. Even the smallest thing. And this amazes me every single time. I'll work with a client and she'll say to me, yeah, I don't think I had any real wins, but this one thing happened, and it turns out that it was a huge win. So sometimes those little things that we don't think are really are insignificant can actually be incredibly significant and life-changing. So when you recognize and appreciate those things, it will actually reinforce your positive behavior. Think about it. If you don't, you don't celebrate, you're just kind of, everything's kind of, everything's flat. Like there's no celebration, there's no highs. It's all kind of, hopefully there's, and sometimes, you got some, things are going good and you may have a low day and then maybe come back. But you want to have a really high day too. And that's the celebration piece. And I think tracking progress is a big way to celebrate every little win. I still, on a daily basis, I track my macros. It just helps me to know where I am. I don't recommend people doing that. They don't necessarily have to do that throughout their whole wellness journey, especially if weight loss isn't where you're focused, or nutrition isn't where we're focusing at one point, then what's the point? There's no point to that. But tracking, so maybe it's journaling, maybe it's, having a little check sheet. With some of my clients, I will have a color kind of rainbow check sheet. And basically you check off each day which color of the rainbow you ate when it came to fruits and vegetables, right? So it really is about those energizing feelings that you get when you notice, oh, look at that, I've done this today. Oh, wait, you didn't realize that, ate every single color of the rainbow. Doesn't, in one hand, maybe it doesn't sound like that exciting, but you know what? If you've eaten every single color of the rainbow, you are eating a ton of fruits and veggies. And what do? They give you nourishment. They give you the vitamins and minerals you need, your body needs to work at its best. So another thing I would recommend is to stay curious. Observe how each of those small changes affects your well-being. And then obviously be open to adjustments. I've said this before, wellness is a journey, right? Not a fixed destination. The only time, like you're headed on a destination, if you're traveling somewhere, you're going to a destination, but the ultimate destination, we want to push that off as long as possible, right? So stay curious about the changes, how things make you feel, and then adapt and evolve as you need. I mentioned this earlier. If you set a goal and then, it doesn't work the way you think, that's okay. Change it, right? Change is good. So as you celebrate your wins, remember that I'm here to support you. You can, obviously, you don't have to work with me, but I'd love for you to work with me. You can always check out my podcast, or, check out my website for insights, whether it's a blog post or, information that I have on social media. I'm here for you. So, wellness isn't necessarily about doing it all alone. It's about building a support system that helps you thrive. If I can be part of that support system, fabulous. If you have family members, friends, get them involved, because the more people you have along with on the journey, the more fun it is. So I would say, kind of in closing, taking charge of your wellness is it's powerful and it's a rewarding gift that you give to yourself. Trust that every choice that you make adds value to your life and creates a foundation for lasting health, wellness, and happiness. And yes, I did say wellness. Um, you don't need to have everything figured out right now. This is where we start, and focus on what's right and let your path basically unfold for you, because it will unfold. Again, you don't always need to know what the destination is, right? You want to know where the journey is taking you. So your wellness journey is um, yours. Embrace it, celebrate it, and know that every single step brings you closer to a vibrant, fulfilling life. Wellness isn't about achieving one specific goal, it's about becoming the best version of you. So let's make a commitment today. Your wellness, your way. Thank you for joining me. And if you're ready to take that next step, I'd love to be part of your journey. Let's make it easy, enjoyable, sustainable. We can do that together. Please feel free to schedule a free call with me. Let's talk about your goals, your dreams, and how I can support you in creating a wellness plan that is uniquely yours. You can visit my website. The link will also be here at the bottom in the show notes. I look forward to talking to you, and I certainly look forward to our next episode coming up next week. So until next week, everyone, have a great day, healthy living, happy life. We'll see you then.